Good morning, good morning. We're getting y'all up first for a change here. Give me just a moment. We're going to get the other platforms up and running. Good morning. We'll get going into the news. What do you guys say? Good morning, good morning. Almost there. One extra slow today. All right, there we go. Cool. Good morning. Morning, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome to another Monday. Pop that out of there. Get y'all set up. We're just going to jump right in to the morning's news. Okay, let's see. We want. All right. Let me pull up X here. Here we go. All right. That looking. Let me see what I got tagged first up. I know I have a good handful of things. Yours truly had a busy day yesterday. Doing something really cool. Really cool. I'm freaking worn out though. I'll tell you that. I was hoping to come here with some inside info. But unfortunately, the president already announced it this morning, or Axios or someone did. Trump is going to be heading to a McDonald's 70-year anniversary event today in DC. Which yours truly spent the entire day yesterday building the stage for. I gotta see if I can set it up to share here. Let me actually, you know, I'll airdrop some photos real quick. We'll do that. Let me make sure I got some safe ones with no logos or anything in it, other than Mickey D's. Airdrop. Nice. All right, where's the other one? Where's the one of me up there? Cool. That one. Yeah, check this out. This is gonna be a fun event. We get more Trump McDonald's. Another Trump McDonald's day. All right, where's my photo? Oh, geez, it's opening in Affinity? What? No. Not what I want. Great, I don't know if I even saved him. That's fantastic. Oh, there we go. Open with preview. There we go. There's me up building the big thing over the stage, right there, holding that big sign. So that's what's going on later today. 6 p.m. tonight, I think. You guys get to look at my handiwork. It was a fun job. It was a really, really fun job. Oh, wait, I might not have my... You guys probably got a black screen. Oh, no. No, you do have it. Good. There we are. There we go. 70 years strong. They're doing a big 70-year event for Mickey D's. There's me. There's me. Cool. It was a really cool event space. We literally hauled in all the gear that you will see, like all the entire stage, entire framework it is all built entirely from scratch the day before. The entire room, like all the... it's got a bunch of the gear in the way, but all the curtains, there's like a whole back room with like control stuff, like all the audio and video gear in the back behind all those black curtains, green rooms and staging, and it was nuts. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool. Second rather large job I've worked lately. Oh, that was cool. It was fun. Only doing grunt work. I wasn't like the guy in charge of things. I wish that'd be a lot of fun. I was just hauling gear, so decent pay. Got a little overtime, which I'm happy for. Okay. Anyway, with that done, enjoy the event tonight. It should be a fun one. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can find the Axios story about it. Oh. I don't see it. Oh no, there it is. There it is. Trump to talk affordability at McDonald's summit. Behind a paywall, of course. Steal it, yes. All right. Let's see. He's going to talk about tax cuts. Tax cuts, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. Key message at the McDonald's summit will be that value and affordability are so important to consumers and elected officials that our franchisees and company are co-investing to bring extra value and affordability to our customers. Axios reported earlier this month McDonald's is taking the rare step of footing part of the bill for its new extra value meals to win back cash-strapped diners. Summit attendees will be urged to go on offense, engage and advocate for our system. Democratic speakers at the bipartisan McDonald's summit include, they're going to have Kathy Hochul there, gross-ass Wes Moore of Maryland, former ambassador and Chicago mayor Rahm Emanuel, and U.S. Rep. Pete Aguilar of California. That is an interesting mix of people going to be there. Oh, man. All of them and Trump. Weird. All right, then. Should be a good watch. Here's Trump last night. Commenting on all the Tucker Carlson stuff. I think this clip is.
Carlson recently had a friendly interview with anti-Semite Nick Fuentes. Tucker Carlson. What role do you think Tucker Carlson should play in the Republican Party and the conservative movement?
Well, I found him to be good. He said good things about me over the years. I think he's good. We've had some good interviews. I did an interview with him. We had 300 million hits. You know that. Look, I can't tell him. Will you let me finish my statement? You are the worst. You're with Bloomberg, right? You are the worst. I don't know why they even have you. We've had some great interviews with Tucker Carlson, but you can't tell him who to interview. I mean, if he wants to interview Nick Fuentes, I don't know much about him, but if he wants to do it, get the word out. Let him, people have to decide. Ultimately, people have to decide.
Carlson recently had a friendly interview with...
Interesting. Seems to be telling people to like chill out with that crap. Okay. All 42 million SNAP recipients will be required to reapply. Wow.
Is going to have to reapply. Now, this happened, of course,
that is a huge deal.
when the government shut down and there was, this.
It'll afford them the opportunity to review everything and exclude the naughty people.
The SNAP benefits were not getting out to the people.
For 42 million Americans.
For 42 million. Well, we
people
thought Americans.
inside the country.
People is
One
probably
out
the
of eight.
better. Yep. People. And so Brooke Rollins, we had her on, and we had a great conversation with her where she said, hey, listen, this whole SNAP benefits conversation around the shutdown has sort of pulled the curtain back, and people are seeing how many people are on SNAP that aren't actually citizens, and they're going to have to reapply. What do you make of this? I think it's very popular, especially if you go online and look at what people think. I think it's a popular initiative to say these benefits are for Americans. Is she going to be able to accomplish this? Is she going to have some legal challenges to it? What are your thoughts?
Oh, I'm sure. Everything that comes from the Trump administration. But I just track it and see how long it takes for it to land in the Supreme Court. So they're going to.
New info on crooks. This is an interesting article. Miranda Devine. FBI Secret Service butchered the Thomas Crooks case and invited conspiracies. We deserve the truth, you bet. Roll out a better explanation from the FBI and the Secret Service about the attempted assassination of Trump 16 months ago. Let me get to the goods. Hold on. I knew all this. Okay, thanks to an enterprising source who uncovered Crook's hidden digital footprint, we can see that Paul Abate misled Congress by omission because he left out an entire section of Crook's online interactions from January to August of 2020, when Crooks somehow, out of nowhere, did an ideological backflip and went from being rabidly pro-Trump to rabidly anti-Trump. It's bizarre. It doesn't make any sense. And then went dark, never seeming to post again. Among the 17 accounts uncovered by our source were the ones on YouTube, Snapchat, Venmo, Zelle, GroupMe, Discord, Google Play, Quizlet, Chess.com, and Quora. The online interactions from when Crook was ages 15 through 17 give us a better understanding of his evolution into an assassin, and invite more questions about who or what reversed his ideology. Yeah. The danger was visible for years in public spaces. It's absolutely no way the feds were unaware. I don't buy it. Source found reams of information that shows Crooks was not simply some unknowable lone actor. He left a digital trail of violent threats, extremist ideology, and admiration for mass violence. He spoke openly of political assassination, posted under his real name, and was even flagged by other users who mentioned law enforcement in their replies. Despite this, his account remained active for more than 5 years and was only removed the day after the shooting. Or, what was it, like violating their policy on violent criminal organizations. A little weird. Especially considering his apparent connection to that Norwegian neo-Nazi group or something bizarre, who indeed were recently declared a terrorist organization. I don't remember when, but okay. The political 180. Yep. So back in July of 2019, he referred to Trump as the literal definition of patriotism. Same day in July, he wrote, "I hope a quick, painful death to all the deplorable immigrants and anti-Trump congresswomen who don't deserve anything this country has given them." He apparently also wrote a few months later, in December 2019, "Murder the Democrats," in all caps. But then, just 1 month later, he does a complete about-face. out of nowhere and starts saying things like, keep in mind, the only reason we may know about any of this is because of Trump's stupidity. How can you call, how can you people call others sheep, but you are too brainwashed to realize how dumb you are? I mean, you guys literally sound like a cult at times. Speaking of Trump supporters. That very same day, he described Trump himself as racists. By April of 2020, a few months after that point, he was constantly criticizing Trump's pandemic response, saying he was too slow and everything he's doing now should have already been done. Another few months ahead, August of 2020, Crooks wrote, IMO, the only way to fight the government is with terrorism-style attacks. Sneak a bomb into an essential building. Set it off before anyone sees you. Track down any important people, politicians and military leaders, etc., and try to assassinate them. The rather dark, striking, complete upending of everything he was saying months before. Just a short few months. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's really weird for someone to pull that big a change in that short a time. Okay. What's next? Oh, yeah, the furry fetish. Yep. He had accounts on DeviantArt, which appeared to show an obsession with scantily clad cartoon characters sporting muscle-bound male bodies with female heads. Yep. Yep, then there's that whole Willie Tepes thing that's covered some in Tucker Carlson's video on all this. That's the Norwegian neo-Nazi connection, yeah. There. One of the people Crooks interacted with online was Willie Tepes, a member of Norwegian neo-Nazi group, the Nordic Resistance Movement. Yeah, excuse me. Which has since been designated a terrorist organization by the State Department. Any more details? Classified knowledge. That's just an array. All right. Well, we'll keep going. Yeah, weird stuff. This is fascinating. In the 20,000 pages of Jeffrey Epstein documents recently released, it shows Democrat Stacey Plaskett was being personally texted by Jeffrey Epstein during an oversight hearing while she was questioning Michael Cohen, Trump's former attorney. Pardon me? Until that didn't happen. He was feeding her what to say. Plaskett took money from Epstein. That's right, he was donating to her. Epstein messaged Delegate Stacey Plaskett while she questioned Michael Cohen. She was actively texting with Epstein during a 2019 House Oversight Committee hearing. While Plaskett grilled Michael Cohen, Epstein appeared to be providing real-time coaching with timestamps matching her questions and his messages. That's pretty wild. Whatever happened to old Stacey? Is she's still in there? Ugh. Yeah, she's still there. Disgusting. Hag. Trump on Poland. Brief clip.
Poland, I think, has done a very good job.
Similar.
Poland's been great, and the man who won the election was fantastic, was not expected to even come close. It was one of many people running.
Oh, it's doing that crap again with the freezing picture.
And through a friend of his and a friend of mine, a mutual friend, I endorsed him and he won the election.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty big upset, but he's fantastic. He's going to be a great president. But Poland doesn't take people in. There are some countries that just refuse to do it.
Yeah.
Poland, I think, has done a very
That's a good sign. Good sign to hear that out of him. Very good. Let's be one of those countries. We could be that country. We could do it. President Trump calls on House Republicans to release the Epstein files. Very nice. because we have nothing to hide. I don't care. All I care about is Republicans getting back on point. Good. Get them worked up into a frenzy. Get them calling for it themselves, and then dump it on them. Go for it. Do it. Do it, Trump. As I said on Friday night aboard Air Force One to the fake news media, House Republicans should vote to release the Epstein files because we have nothing to hide, and it's time to move on from this Democrat hoax perpetrated by radical left lunatics in order to deflect from the great success of the Republican Party, including our recent victory on the Democrat shutdown. The DOJ has already turned over tens of thousands of pages to the public on Epstein, are looking at various Democrat operatives, Bill Clinton, Reid Hoffman, Larry Summers, etc. You just said the DOJ is looking at Bill Clinton and their relationship to Epstein, and the House Oversight Committee can have whatever they are legally entitled to. I don't care. All I do care about is that Republicans get back on point, which is the economy, affordability. Yes. Yes. Where we're winning big. Well, I don't know about now, but give it a while, hopefully. Our victory on reducing inflation from the highest level in history to practically nothing, bringing down prices for the American people, delivering historic tax cuts, gaining trillions of dollars in investment into America, a record, definitely. Rebuilding of our military, securing of our border, deporting our criminal illegal aliens, ending men and women's sports, stopping transgender for everyone, and so much more. Nobody cared about Jeffrey Epstein while he was alive, and if Democrats had anything, they would have released it before our landslide election victory. Yeah, true. Some members of the Republican Party are being used, quote unquote, and we can't let that happen. Interesting. Let's start talking about the Republican Party's record-setting achievements and not fall into the Epstein trap, in all caps and quotes, which is actually a curse on the Democrats, not us. Seems it might have been a setup the whole time. I mean, just saying. All right, let me jump to Miss Steph's pile. What is Steph? Let's see. We gotta find the schedule. First one of the day. Where's it at? Oh boy. Excuse me. Oh man, we got quite a bit to cover this morning. I like that. There it is. President scheduled today. There we go. President meets with the White House Task Force on the FIFA World Cup 2026 at 2 p.m. After which he heads to the McDonald's Impact Summit. Trump says relief is on the way as his admin works to make life more affordable. It's good they're heeding that call because people have been shouting it from the rooftops the last few weeks, myself included. This needs to be their sole focus until it's handled. Oh, that's the full questions. Right. We'll come back to that if we run out of stuff. Yeah. President Trump on the Epstein files. House Republicans should vote release because we have nothing to hide. We covered that. Suspected Haitian gang members open fire on U.S. forces protecting the U.S. Embassy in Port-au-Prince. Wow. Yeesh. Oh, freaking Bovino. Badass. Take your shirt off. Like a helicopter. They're really hitting it with the music in these. Let me see if I can find this clip of him. It was an excellent video. Ah, they got it. Of course. Well, that's unfortunate. Here we go.
So, did good. We made arrests this morning. Illegal aliens in the Title 8 mission. Then guess what we did? We went back to a little village and did it again. That is the way this team operates. Don't even get even bad at night. That's the way it is with professional operators such as all of you.
I don't know where the point is where he said it, but he tells the crowd there, this is our fucking country. Somebody's taping me. Continue to tape me. Nobody tells us where to go, when to go, how to go in our fucking country. I love him. He's fantastic. I wish they didn't trash that with that music, though. I mean, it sounds fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but I can't just play it openly on YouTube. Let's see. Over 75 illegals detained by Border Patrol and federal agents in Charlotte, North Carolina.
It was intense. I was definitely with my family all day. I told them like I'd come and step out and kind of just show my greatest support.
Stupid thing.
I told them like I'd come and step out and kind of just show my greatest support, like all of the stuff that was going on today, and like every corner, every area that I saw today is like somewhere my family does tend to go, like for the groceries, for the restaurants that they want to go eat and stuff like that. But so yeah, it was definitely nerve-wracking and scary for me and for my parents. Basically that, and at any moment, like if somebody just walks out the door of like their homes or places that they just want to go grab food or groceries, that they might not be able to return back home with the families and be separated and not knowing even if they can come back or not.
Well, I'm very, very sorry that it's scary for you. Like, please, I am. It's very sad it has to be scary, but you just got to go. I'm sorry. You have to go. You got to go.
It's definitely like right now it's not a good time to even go out for anybody, for any immigrants.
No, it really isn't. Us. What about us too, though? You know, the people that are citizens of this country. Ay. Activists handing out whistles to community members to alert their neighbors to the presence of ICE and federal agents. Bed whistles.
Not like that shit. She wants one. Oh.
Ugh. Doing it again.
Yep, whistles. Nico, you're a reporter. Okay. Whistles. They hate them. Blow on that shit as loud
Everyone hates whistles. They're obnoxious.
as you fucking can, dude. They hate it.
Can you think of anybody that likes that? I mean, other than them.
La chingada de aquí, órale, no nos queremos.
Oh, that one's got a megaphone. You're doing their job, lady. Thank you. Ah, so now they got the frogs out in Charlotte, huh?
Go home, fascists, go home.
Oh, great.
Go home, fascists, go home. 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 Go home, fascists, go home.
Oh, that one works in full screen. Okay, Raven doing burnouts. It will not work in full screen. It's so bizarre. Completely random. Oops. Good golly.
Vino says the agency.
That sounds like hell to me. I'm pretty sure if there's a hell, the way most people think of it, it probably sounds a lot like that.
See arrested more than 80 people on the very first day alone. Meantime, hundreds of activists have since taken to the streets in protest. Correspondent Madison Scarpino live in Charlotte with
doing this bullshit again.
The very latest for us. Hi, Maddie.
Hi, Kevin. Yeah, there was a big protest here yesterday, and I'll get to all that in just a bit. But CBP agents were seen making arrests in several areas of Charlotte since yesterday. CBP Commander Gregory Bovino wrote on X that 81 arrests were made in roughly 5 hours. He says many of the people arrested had, quote, significant criminal and immigration history. DHS says they're targeting criminal illegal aliens in order to protect Americans. They say many illegal migrants have flocked to the Tar Heel state, knowing sanctuary policies would allow them to roam free. And these are just some of the criminals DHS says were released after state authorities failed to honor ICE detainers. You're looking at Jordan Renato Castillo Chavez from Costa Rica. DHS says he was arrested for sexual exploitation of a minor, in addition to several other child sex crimes. And also on your screen, Jose Ulloa Martinez, a Honduran national, arrested for murder. But despite all of that, many Charlotte residents and local officials say these operations are causing, quote, unnecessary fear and uncertainty. Hundreds gathered to protest the operation yesterday, as many protesters are saying people are now living in constant fear. One local bakery owner claims he saw agents yesterday in unmarked cars, masked.
Oh, wow.
Throwing immigrants on the ground and taking them away. So he says for now, he's closing the bakery.
Morning in America.
That is ruling as if it's never going to lose power. This is a movement that is ruling as if all of the precedents it sets.
What is this homeboy talking about?
Only apply.
Oh, it's David French, loser.
To the other side, and that is an incredibly dangerous.
What is he talking about?
That is ruling as if it's never going to lose power.
Oh, the Trump admin. Okay.
This is a movement that is ruling as if all of the
MAGA. You mean generally?
Precedents it sets will only apply to the other side. And that is an incredibly dangerous assumption.
Where was that bullshit during the last admin, asshole?
And we're going to have an election in 2028. And if the Republicans succeed in remaking the presidency and Republicans in Congress allow the remaking of the presidency, that's going to make every president we have from this point forward.
We're just going to completely ignore all of the political retribution that took place under the Biden admin and just pretend it didn't happen.
More dangerous than the president that preceded them, because they're just going to become more and more and more powerful. So we're at a moment here, I think, Joe, where the American constitutional order needs to reassert itself, and that constitutional order is supposed to put Congress first amongst the branches.
That's cute. They care about the Constitution now. Wow.
It's not uncheckable. Congress can still be checked, but it's Article 1 for a reason. But right now it's as if it doesn't exist, as if it's handing everything over to a president, and as if they think that that president will always be hospitable to them, that president is always going to be supporting them. No.
This is a real bizarre look, it's
when you set these
completely at odds with reality
precedents, when you allow a president to get this powerful, you can't control what comes after. It is so short-sighted, and it's remarkably dangerous.
It is so dangerous. And Jim Van,
meanwhile, he's been hamstrung at every turn by corrupt judges, by bullshit left and right. What are you talking about? What? Senator Cory Booker and Rep. Ro Khanna say it's time for new leadership within the Democratic Party. Oh, like Hakeem, or you mean Schumer? I bet they mean Schumer.
Chuck Schumer's generation.
Yep.
Nancy Pelosi's generation, John Lewis's generation. They have so much to be proud of. It is time, though, for new leadership. The other generations, X, Millennials, Z, it's time for us to step up. The stage is waiting for us to lead.
Got them Sam Paku eyes going.
We have a dynamic
young new leaders.
some of the top
Chris
names?
Murphy is a top leader. Cory Booker is a dynamic leader. Brian Schatz is a dynamic leader. I mean, Elizabeth Warren, someone who's ideology I appreciate. There are a lot of great talent. And really, is Chuck Schumer, when you think about it, just from a common sense test, do you think Democrats around the country think that Chuck Schumer should be the face of the future of the Democrats?
Look, guys, that is the face. Big crazy person. Give me the Sanpaku eyes. Where's the Sanpaku eyes? You know they're crazy. When you see whites above and below, it's on. You gotta run. You need to run. Macron, Zelensky signed letter of intent for Ukraine to buy up to 100 French fighter jets. Okay. Oh, the Rafale. Okay. Interesting. As well as new generation SAMPT air defense system under development, radar systems, and drones. Oh. Cool. Where were we here? There we go. All right. We did Trump at McDonald's. Yep, that's coming at 6 p.m. You get to enjoy my handiwork. For those of you that rolled in late and missed it, I built the stage, or helped build the stage that he'll be speaking on this evening. So enjoy. Should be a fun event. 48 mosques have opened in Texas just in the last 24 months. Oh, okay. Sound. Just within the last 2 years, huh? Yikes. New York Jets cornerback 29-year-old Chris Boyd reportedly in critical but stable condition after shooting in New York City. What the heck?
New York Jets say they are aware of a, quote, situation involving cornerback Chris Boyd. The 29-year-old has been hospitalized after being shot in Manhattan overnight. Police say it happened when an argument outside a restaurant escalated. Authorities are now searching for the gunman. Boyd played for the Vikings last season. He has yet to suit up for the Jets due to an injury.
Oh, wow. Mike Pompeo becomes advisor to scrutinized Ukraine defense company. Which one would this be? Okay, Firepoint? Firepoint. Never heard of it. Bringing prominent industry figures on board. Apparently including Mike Pompeo. What are they building? Cruise missiles. Sketchy. Huh. Amelia Earhart records released by the U.S. government include her last known communications and search locations. Was that not known before? I have to assume that her last communications would have been known for decades. Probably ever since all the day she disappeared. I mean, I imagine amateur radio operators probably followed her travels. Zelensky and Macron signed a historic deal in Paris that boosts France's military support for Ukraine. Oh, okay, it's just them signing. Yeah. McDonald's Day incoming. McDonald's Day incoming. Prepare. He's going to be suiting up again. Wonder if he'll walk out in the overalls. Wouldn't that be, or the apron rather? That'd be a pretty fun move. He should do it. Okay, we did that. Mexico City protests are happening because their president, Claudia Sheinbaum, works for the cartel. Oh yeah, I heard some stuff was going on in Mexico about Claudia, Ms. Sheinbaum. President of Mexico works for the cartel. Senator from Mexico went on Fox News and exposed it all. He's funded by money from the cartels. It's not just the president. They're an entire group of Mexican politicians labeled the narco politicians. Mexico is a narco state. Of course they are. Mexicans are afraid of the alliance between the Mexican government and the cartels. The Morena political party is financed by the cartels. That's how they got elected. Or get elected. Once they get elected, the deal is for the Mexican government to then protect the cartels. And why wouldn't they? It's mutually beneficial.
The president of Mexico is furious. She's calling Mexican Senator Lili Tellez a traitor for coming on Fox Noticias with me a few days ago and saying this. Listen.
Ooh.
The help from the United States to fight the cartels in Mexico is absolutely welcome, and that is how the majority of Mexicans feel. The only ones who don't like that President Trump is sending help and trying to support Mexicans against the cartels are the narco politicians. That includes President Sheinbaum.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum.
Ooh. Okay, so what did she say in response?
Sheinbaum responding, saying, quote, "It's not a minor issue that a senator gave an interview to a foreign media outlet calling for intervention." Here to discuss is that Mexican Senator Lili Tellez. Senator Tellez, welcome to Fox Noticias. I'm just going to get right to it. Is Mexico a narco state?
Look at that. Sometimes it is so weird.
Yes, it is. And we all Mexicans know about it. And Mexicans are afraid of the alliance between the Mexican government and the cartels that have infested our nation.
Can you explain this alliance between the president, her party, the Morena party, and the cartels?
Yes, the party has financed, has given, the cartels have given so much money to these politicians, narco politicians
of course. Capitol chaos, protests over corruption erupted into violence in Mexico City, leaving more than 100 officers injured. Nice, didn't freeze. Yikes. Chicago Public Schools has infuriated parents after being caught spending millions in luxurious travel worldwide, despite, well, yeah, rock bottom performance from students. It's terrifying. Principal booked Vegas suite, Hawaii professional trip, 15 staff trips abroad. Wow.
Principal booked $400 a night Vegas suite for a conference at a different hotel that started.
That is obscene.
2 days after his arrival and ended after he left. Teachers took a 4,700 7-day trip to Hawaii for a 4-day professional development seminar. You could have zoomed it, by the way. 15.
That is disgusting.
Staff trips to Finland, Estonia, Egypt, and South Africa for professional developmental and school visits. So not only do you result.
Yeah, what a load of Hogwash.
Suck, but you're out there traveling around the country, and because you feel impervious because the teachers union put the mayor in office and put the governor in office, so you can go and do these exotic trips, and then you could just put the kids in cargo.
Meanwhile, at the same time, going against the charter schools that want to do a better job, that have shown the results, you're seeing these kids go to four-year universities on scholarship, the same poor kids that they said.
Disgusting. Trump signals possible U.S. talks with Venezuela's Maduro. What? I thought you were going to kill him, but I guess you could talk to him too. First, and then kill him. Chinese real estate market, more than $1 billion in Chinese property loans are at risk of default, which would cause ripple effects across Asian banks. That doesn't really... I mean, it's a lot, but is it? Is it really? Is it really a lot? Is that... I don't think that... It doesn't sound like a lot of money to me. At that scale, anyway, you know? Considering the amount of money that gets loaned on a day-to-day basis, I think it's a load more than that. I don't know, maybe that is a bigger deal than I think. Don't know enough to really have a freaking clue, so. Okay. This morning, Congress is back. House will be here all week. Epstein scandal dominates as House votes Tuesday, and Trump holds. I don't know what they mean by that. What will the Senate do? Thune ayes vote to advance funding package. New ad backs America First foreign aid. What is America First foreign aid? Isn't that kind of an oxymoron? Whatever. Pete Hegseth announces another strike on narco-terrorists.
Today in the Eastern Pacific, Southcom says 3 men in that boat were killed. It comes as the Navy's largest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, has arrived in the Caribbean. Madeline Rivera is outside the White House with more. Madeline.
Hey, John. Well, there are now at least 80 people killed from these boat strikes. And according to U.S. Southern Command, they say that this vessel was being operated by a designated terrorist organization and that intelligence confirmed that the vessel was involved in illicit narcotics smuggling, transiting along with a narco trafficking route. So this comes, as you said, with the USS Gerald Ford, the world's largest aircraft carrier. It is now in the Caribbean. And this is joining the military buildup that has gathered in the region. The administration says the U.S. operation, formerly named Southern Spear, aims to remove narco-terrorists, but there has been bipartisan concern.
Trump, that's right, set to host bin Salman, Saudi Arabia's crown prince, at the White House this week. Sure to be a controversial move. Going to be discussing the Abraham Accords. Trump says he hopes that Saudi Arabia will be joining them fairly soon. Nobody's falling for the doomer shakedown anymore. What? Okay, is this about, oh, the climate doomers. All right. Nations push for more ambition at halfway point of COP30 climate talks in Brazil.
We're at the middle of the COP, and at the middle of the COP is usually where the negotiators stare each other eye to eye. It's almost like a staring contest. But next week, this is where the negotiations needs to happen, where political decisions are made by the ministers.
Is his name seriously Mr. Inventor?
Political decisions are made by the ministers. In terms of outcome, we're hoping that this COP will deliver a phase out on fossil fuel, forest protection, a pathway that would get us below 1.5 degrees.
I think geopolitically a turbulent year, countries need to come together. They're here to say, you know, we are serious about it, we're going to solve this, and we have a plan. All the things we have agreed so far, countries, cities, businesses, if we implemented them, we would be 1 degree closer to 1.5. We are at 2.8 now, we will be 1.9 or 1.7. That is 75% closer to our goal of 1.5, not a goal, our limit of 1.5.
Okay, then. Climate nuts. All right. Jeffrey Epstein survivors have released a video urging Congress to make the files public. Oh. Oh, gonna freeze. Yep.
I suffered so much pain. So much pain.
So much pain.
I suffered so much pain. I was 14 years old.
I was 16 years old.
I was 16.
17.
14 years old.
This is me.
This was me.
This is me.
When I met Jeffrey Epstein.
This is me when I met Jeffrey Epstein.
Aw.
There are about 1,000 of us.
It's time to bring the secrets out of the shadows. It's time to shine a light into the darkness.
Interesting. Worldwithoutexploitation.org. Okay. President Donald Trump has reversed course on the Epstein files. Indeed, saying he supports their full release and that he has nothing to hide. Vote to release the files could be on the House floor as soon as Tuesday. That's right, they're back this week, so.
What happened to the Democrats? Why?
Frickin' Portnoy. All right, they're talking to Dave Portnoy, Barstool Sports, on why the Democrats are losing the male vote. Well, it should be obvious to anyone that's not an idiot, but
How did they lose so many young men?
People often think I have the answer. My nutshell is generally they were very anti-normal guys. Like if you,
what do you mean normal guys?
It's okay.
Are you
like
saying there's only one way to be a guy?
If that girl's hot, hey, that girl's hot. I want to drink. I want to party. I like frat parties. I like that. That was all bad. Like, and to be honest, it's the white guy, and this sounds, but was the bad guy. Became the bad guy. And there's a lot of white dudes who are like, well, I'm not the bad guy. Like, what are you getting mad at me for? I wasn't here for colonialism or any of the stuff that you guys are complaining about 200 years ago. Like, what did I do?
What happened to the Democrats?
yeah, about sums it up. Global buyers flock to Russia's Sukhoi 57 stealth jet at the Dubai Air Show. Multiple nations have taken a huge interest in acquiring the 5th-gen fighter and are lining up for discussions with Moscow. That is a sexy plane. I will give them that. That is a gorgeous piece of machinery. Look at that. Wow. I wonder why buyers are flocking all of a sudden. I mean, the thing's been out for years. I don't know. Rapper Nicki Minaj will join Ambassador Mike Waltz at a conference spotlighting the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. Interesting.
Rapper Nicki Minaj is set to speak alongside U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Mike Waltz at a conference addressing the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. Waltz saying, quote, "I look forward to standing with her as we discuss the steps the president and his administration are taking to end the persecution of our Christian brothers and sisters." The conference coming after Minaj thanked the Trump administration for designating Nigeria as a country of particular concern for religious freedom violations. So far this year, more than 7,000 Christians have been murdered.
Eesh. Unacceptable. Tension between Japan and China has escalated over the new Japanese leader's suggestion that Tokyo could intervene militarily if Beijing attacks Taiwan. Oh. Japan says warplanes scrambled as Chinese drone detected near southern island close to Taiwan. China has begun to buy soybeans after Trump's recent meeting with Xi, where they announced some of that. Already just got about 330,000 tons out, but we'll get there. We're going to get that deal signed, then we're off to the races. Beef, and then Secretary Rollins saying here, beef prices will be coming down by spring. Good. I need more beef. I love beef.
Purchasing power has gone up. So real wages, that's W divided by P for our technical people in the audience, have gone up by about $1,200 this year. So the way to think about it is that we've dug a $3,000 hole because of Biden policies, and we've gained $1,200 on the way out already, which should give you a great deal of hope for the future that the wage increases that we're seeing will continue, and even if inflation stays positive, make it so that people feel way better when they go to the grocery store and to buy a car. We've reduced the cost of buying a car with the deductibility of interest. I mean, there's a million things that we're doing to fix this problem, but it's just kind of astonishing.
Trying to handle the Obamacare train wreck.
To me, the cost problem is somehow being blamed on us. Now, think about it, especially with the Obamacare thing. So Obamacare is 100% Democratic policy. It's always been 100% Democratic policy. What they did is they expanded the subsidies during COVID, and then all those subsidies basically went right into the pockets of insurance companies, and Obamacare insurance policies have doubled in price relative to normal policies.
That's insane.
And so the fastest inflation in the economy is these big government subsidies thrown at Obamacare insurance. Think about it, it's kind of like if you give lots of student loans, then the tuition goes up.
Precisely what happened. Plane carrying a delegation of the Democratic Republic of Congo's Minister of Mines crashed during landing. All crew members and passengers evacuated safely. Good. Oh, come on now. Whoa!
Mama! Dana! Lesso! Senor!
Dang.
Senor!
Yikes.
Senor! Dan Lesso! On va trouver un autre. Dan, allons-y. Maman. Dégagez de là, s'il vous plaît, dégagez!
S'il vous plaît. A little French in there. Okay, heard back and confirming Ford. What's going on with Ford Fisher? Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if he's. This is insane. Look at this. Oh my God, they deleted it. You scum. You absolute scum. YouTube is disgusting. So if you missed this, I responded to this on the PSB account. They responded to someone who was complaining on X about, I forget the exact nature of the complaint, but they were, YouTube was doing something wrong, right? And they complained to you. I think YouTube like took their video down for something ridiculous, some absurd, nonsensical reason that clearly didn't apply to the video in question, right? So they contacted YouTube on X, the at Team YouTube account, and the Team YouTube account responded with this: heard back and confirming the video will remain down for, in parentheses, insert termination reason and link to specific policies help center article. The lazy ass, I guarantee you, DEI employee that YouTube pays to do this shit is so fucking lazy, they couldn't be bothered to take out the placeholder in the freaking, like, pre-constructed message that YouTube just writes for them. They couldn't even be bothered to delete and then paste. They just sent the freaking form letter completely unfilled out. It is bonkers. Like, how is anyone supposed to get any help from YouTube on anything? After all the years of censorship, after all the bull crap, they're still doing it. And then when you try to get them to fix it, they hit you with bullshit like that. It's insane to me. I was livid when I saw this, if you can't tell, because they've pulled the same kind of crap on me the last couple months. It was just nuts. I could not believe that message when I saw it. I hope someone freaking screen capped it, because it was just insane. Like, how do you fuck something that up, like that stupid up? That simple. Pathetic. You hear that, YouTube? Screw you. Disgusting. That is disgusting. Be ashamed of yourselves. BBC chairman says determined to fight Trump defamation case. Armin Krudian, I don't know, warns that releasing the Epstein files could unfairly drag innocent people into the spotlight, but makes it clear anybody who's done anything terrible absolutely needs to be brought to justice. Well, yeah.
Would you vote for this? And will it go anywhere? And by the way, if they're released, are they just going to be all redactions? Because that's pretty much, I feel like, what we get when things are released these days.
Good morning, Dr. Gina. You know, this is the one thing that I've been concerned about regarding the Epstein files is I'm concerned there could be a lot of names in there, just, you know, ancillary names of like somebody's dry cleaner, somebody's banker or whatever, who simply had nothing to do with this, and the name could be dragged through the mud, or they're going to get a lot of attention or press. That's my biggest concern. Honestly, I think if there was anything that was juicy that was left in these files, and I could be wrong in this, but I think it would have already been leaked by now. You know, the media, the left-wing media is talking about Trump, the Epstein files. Yet there's a litany of high-profile Democrat names from Bill Clinton on down who are also quote-unquote associated with Jeffrey Epstein. So, you know, if they want to go ahead and release them, you know, go ahead. I'm just concerned that some people may just get damaged ancillary in this release. And I really don't know if there's going to be anything in there that the American people are going to see. If they don't see anything juicy, they're going to think that something's been left out.
Unfortunately, yeah. Thanks in large part to the federal government sucking at their job. You know, if they would have done this promptly and gotten it out there in at least a somewhat reasonable amount of time, without absurd, clearly pointless redactions, like maybe then people wouldn't think that, but here we are. Everyone's going to assume that they've fudged it somehow. Everyone, both sides will. Guarantee you. If there aren't, like, if there isn't real dirt in there, like salacious, like disgusting shit about all the people that everyone assumes it about, no one will accept it. Our side won't. Their side won't. Could get interesting. A plane with about 100 Palestinian refugees arrived in South Africa, but officials don't want them here. Why would they? We are suspicious as the South African government about the circumstances surrounding the arrival of the plane and the passengers. Oh, the Louvre heist. Paris driver says Louvre heist suspect is Good Samaritan who helped him on roadway. So jewel thieves can be good people sometimes. Good to know. Never know. Friend a jewel thief at some point. We could. Who knows?
Imagine for a moment you're in a movie.
Oh, that's just on the generally on the heist. All right, let's see the article. So apparently, this suspect in question stopped to assist someone who's stranded on a road, calling police to send a tow truck. Everyone was honking at me, but he was the only one who stopped to help. And who Ahmed Allah describes as calm and reassuring, reportedly offered to help move his car out of danger. He said, I can push your car out of the way, then we'll get it off the ring road, so you don't get a €135 fine. I thought it was dangerous, but he reassured me, saying he'd ask other drivers to stop while we moved my car. The motorcyclist helped push his vehicle about 200 to 300 meters. No joke. Before safely guiding him off the highway. He apparently has video too. That's so interesting. Weird. Hey, people are complex, man. Sometimes you just want to steal some jewels. Sometimes you want to help a guy.
The White House preparing to host the Saudi Crown Prince tomorrow for a meeting with President Trump. Officials say the visit aims to finalize several economic and defense agreements between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia. And while it's technically not a formal state visit because the prince is not a head of state, the White House says it will still be treated like one, starting with an arrival ceremony on the South Lawn, followed by a formal lunch and an East Room dinner hosted by the First Lady. The White House preparing to host.
In the latest round of the Trump admin's sweeping immigration raids, federal agents... back to Charlotte here.
To the Trump administration's latest round of sweeping immigration raids. This time,
81 people.
It's in Charlotte, North Carolina. Federal agents raided job sites and parking lots, arresting dozens of people over the weekend as part of what they're calling this Operation Charlotte's Web.
Nice name.
The raids were met with protests and
great book.
Objections from local leaders in a city that, well, prides itself on welcoming immigrants.
Federal immigration agents.
But the spider dies at the end and it's sad.
Swept across Charlotte over the weekend, from landscaping gigs to shopping centers, arresting 81 people on Saturday alone. And yesterday, the Department of Homeland Security said a U.S. citizen drove a large van at law enforcement mid-operation, ramming cars and injuring an officer before he was arrested.
Fun times in Charlotte. Virginia to restore education benefits. Oh, pardon, the VA, not Virginia. VA to restore education benefits eligibility to veterans ousted under Biden-era COVID vaccine mandate. Should have been done months ago, but glad it's getting done anyway. Number of new foreign students in the U.S. falls 17%. Woo! More, please. Down. Through the floor. All the way. Tensions escalate on North Korean border as South fires warning shots. Whoa. South Korea firing warning shots after repeated crossings of the DMZ by North Korean troops. Ugh. Naughty North Koreans. North Korea denies any violations. Of course. Claiming its soldiers remained on its own territory. Oh, and threatening retaliatory measures. Of course. Yeah, they gotta do that. A left hard here. We are literally minutes away from the border to Canada. Are you fleeing? You're leaving the country. Thank God. Thank God. Don't come back, okay? Stay over there.
Here we are, it's Friday, and we are just literally minutes away from the border to Canada as we flee the U.S. Who would have thought at age 60 that this would be our day and our plan and our actions? And I know fleeing sounds dramatic and like something from a movie, but it's really true. We just feel so scrutinized and so silenced and so being portrayed as enemies within and being portrayed as domestic terrorists because we're standing up for what we believe in this country and what we believe is being violated and is going into an authoritarian regime, and is in it actually, and has been since he hit the ground running in January, the day he was inaugurated.
Oh boy, is this quite a video. So he says he's fleeing the U.S. because he feels scrutinized and silenced by Trump and feels like he and his cohort are being portrayed as enemies, as terrorists. What are you, Antifa? Like, who else could it be? By the way, I have to highlight the completely leather-covered interior of this vehicle, which looks quite nice. It doesn't look like it broke Antifa to me. Looks like one of the rich ones. Ones that, well, run the show. Probably a smart move to flee, sir. But if you were smarter, you'd go to a non-extradition country, so hopefully for your sake, you're on the way there.
Why are you just now asking for the files and you never asked for it once during Biden?
What? Fact-checking boomer liberals about the Epstein files. Okay, why not? Please work.
Why are you just now asking for the files and you never asked for it once during Biden?
You're not Charlie Kirk wannabe David Medina?
I'm not a wannabe, sir. I'm the one that just wants to see my community better. I care about you. I care about your wife. I care about everybody. Yeah, let's talk. Let's talk.
You know the law. There's an ongoing investigation.
Relax.
We're gonna go talk to some boomer liberals who called me a Charlie Kirk wannabe. He invited me to talk. Let's go talk. Charlie Kirk wannabe, huh? That's kind of not nice. Why would you call me that? You don't even know me.
You know. Hi. I listened to a couple of your podcasts.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
What's your name?
What's my name?
You know my name. What's your name?
Randy Swanson.
Randy, nice to meet you.
Oh, is this for your podcast?
I mean, ma'am, we need to talk more. We're not out here to dunk on you or make you look bad. Let's have a conversation. He invited me out. That's why I came out. Why are you just now talking about the files? Were you talking about it the last 4 or 5 years?
I'm not a Democrat. I wanted to see the files released during the Biden administration. They should have been, but they weren't.
Well, can I tell you something? I actually agree with you. I'm actually agree that I want the Epstein files released. It's like, where was this energy under Biden? Were you out here with this sign under Biden?
No, he was not.
You didn't live here.
But it doesn't matter where you live, sir. Were you out the last place you lived? Did you do it there?
Traveling full time.
Okay, but
so no.
This is a federal issue. Were you out here wherever you lived with these signs, or are you just now calling for it because Trump's in office?
Yes.
We were traveling full time.
You can still
cope.
Still protest though.
Cope.
There weren't any protests.
There's not. I mean, you guys are kind of the only ones out here, right? So
your question? This is very self-serving.
It's not actually. What we do is nonprofit. We're under a nonprofit. It's called Project Libertas. That's what we do. We try to have community engagement and good discussions.
I honestly didn't think there was a chance that Trump was going to be reelected. I thought he had no chance.
Well, do you like Trump? Actually, so I should have asked you that. Do you support President Trump?
I think he's the worst president in American history. I think.
Oh my goodness.
Currently,
is there something he could do that would change your mind and make you withdraw your support for him?
If you
files and he was involved in that with young girls.
Oh, 100%. If there was proof that came out, yeah, you bet you, I'd be done. I'd be done. A lot of other people would be done, but we got to see the proof. See everything that the Democrats,
which thus far failed to materialize.
Democrats have leaked has been false and misleading, like the email.
Yep. These recent ones were especially ridiculous.
They just released last week that showed he was the dog that hasn't barked. Why did they redact Virginia Guffey's name? Why did the Democrats release that with redacted her name? See, what I'm trying to tell you guys is that they're like Trump and all these guys.
It's because Virginia Giuffre had said that Trump no involvement whatsoever.
They're not perfect, right? They're not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but I just feel like we're only looking at Trump and we're not looking at Democrats too. You guys are out here you guys never protest Democrats. And the Democrat Party is destroying your state right now, and you guys don't come out here and protest that. Do you know what the Democrats are doing to Oregon?
Oh, they do, and they like it. Promise you that, those people. Dime a dozen out there. This Tuesday, Faulkner Focus Live. Who's this? Oh, that lady. At the UN. Will then moderate a panel on this. Oh, yeah, Slaughter Christians with Nicki Minaj and Mike Waltz. Cool.
On Capitol Hill, a coalition of prominent Christian leaders are rallying and holding a prayer vigil. They are pushing Congress to take urgent action on the persecution and slaughter of Christians in Nigeria. They are expressing gratitude to President Trump for calling attention to what some are saying is outright genocide. Now, the president has not used that word, but what he did do was designate the country of Nigeria a country of particular concern, and he has even threatened military action.
Yep. Okay. Public, the company, is announcing an agentic AI brokerage, whatever the garbage hole shit that means. I don't even know. None of this stuff means anything anymore. It's all just fluff to inflate valuations, and it's not going to end well. Not going to end well. House Republicans circulate Epstein files memo exposing how Democrats are more focused on pushing an anti-Trump narrative than delivering justice for Epstein's victim. Excuse me. Pardon me. Oh, my goodness. All right. Trump invites Indiana Senate GOP leader and lawmakers to the White House amid redistricting fight. Nature's Fury, one of Japan's most active volcanoes, erupts multiple times, shooting a plume of smoke and ash miles into the air. Wow! Cool. More? A few more. Woo! Cool. Whoa, look at that. That's neat. I love stuff like that. That is really cool. Ford has reached a deal with Amazon to sell certified used cars directly on Amazon's website. Buying your vehicle in Amazon now, huh? Oh dear. Let's see. This should be good. We got a bob cut, glasses faced libtard here. Let's see what we got.
I got my insurance renewal from Obamacare. It went from $211 a month to $965.
Ouchie!
Something.
That's a boo-boo.
Change.
Wonder whose fault that is.
A month. So, won't be doing that. And then I saw Trump today talking about we're going to take the money that we gave to the insurance companies and we're going to give it to the American people to
counteract the horrible Obamacare. Bleh. Why break something that isn't broken?
You just said it was. You just said it was broken.
Why fix something? You can't fix it. They don't have any better ideas. They don't have any ideas at all. This... this administration... yeah. Tell me, did you get yours? How much?
Letting these people on TikTok was a mistake. Big fucking mistake. All right, let's go back. I want to go back to that bit with Trump from last night. We're out of material there, so let me put this on. Just under 10 minutes.
Okay, everybody, we had a great weekend from an economic standpoint.
Ew.
Our prices are coming down very substantially on groceries and things. They're already at a much lower level than they were with the last administration. And we worked on it this weekend, and you're going to see some of the items that were a little bit higher. They were lower than the last administration, but a little bit higher. We're going to have some little price reductions, and in some cases, some pretty good ones. They use the affordability word. The affordability is much, much better with this. And again, I go to Walmart and other companies, and in every case, it's about 25%. That a meal, a Thanksgiving meal and surroundings are 25% lower than it was under the Biden administration. That's a big fact, and that comes from Walmart and others that do that. Okay? Any questions?
Update on Venezuela, Mr. President? On Venezuela, update?
No update on Venezuela.
Designation of that cartel associated with Maduro, does that mean that the U.S. government can target Maduro's assets or infrastructure inside Venezuela?
It allows us to do that, but we haven't said we're going to do that. And we may be discussing, we may be having some discussions with Maduro, and we'll see how that turns out. They would like to talk.
Mr. President, Representative Massey says he's concerned that the Epstein probe you are calling for could be a smokescreen to block the release of more files. Is that the case?
Well, I don't want to talk about it because fake news like you're a terrible reporter, and fake news like you, they just keep bringing that up to deflect from the tremendous success of the Trump administration. So a guy like Massey, his poll numbers are showing he's at 6% approval rating right now. And we call him Rand Paul Jr. because he never votes for the Republican Party. So they're using Jeffrey Epstein as a deflection from the tremendous success that we're having as a party.
President, on Venezuela, you said they want to talk. You said Venezuela wants to talk. What does that mean?
Venezuela would like to talk. What does it mean? You tell me. I don't know.
You want to talk to them?
I talk to anybody. I talk to you, right? I talk to anybody. We'll see what happens.
Green says that her life could be in danger because of the rhetoric.
Her life is in danger? Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, he said.
Marjorie Trader Green. I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her. Okay, what about
the affordability of health care? Are you negotiating with lawmakers on health care ahead of a vote next?
I am. We're negotiating with lawmakers, and I've had personal talks with some Democrats. I can't tell you who they are. I just don't want to do that. It's not fair to them. About paying large amounts of dollars back to the people. You know, this was my idea. It came up during that. You know, oftentimes under times of stress, like the shutdown, you come up with great ideas that you wouldn't have thought of before. The insurance companies are making a fortune. Their stock is up over 1,000% over a short period of time. They are taking in hundreds of billions of dollars, and they're not really putting it back, certainly not like they should. So when I see this, and when I've seen this over the last pretty short period of time, I said, why do we just pay this money directly to the people of our country and let them buy their own health insurance? And you know, I made that statement, and I made it a little bit cavalierly, but it sounded good. And everybody has picked it up, including Democrats. And I am talking to some Democrats right now about doing that. People love it. We're going to take the money, well, if it gets approved, we're going to take the money, we're going to pay it back to the people of our country to go out and buy health insurance. Now, they can put it in a health account. We can do it a lot of different ways. But they buy their own health insurance. They can negotiate price. And it's going to be locked so they can't go out and buy a Cadillac. They can go out and buy health insurance.
President, is it time for Congress to move legislation that puts pressure on Russia and puts pressure on Putin?
Well, I hear they're doing that, and that's okay with me. They're passing legislation, or the Republicans are putting in legislation that very tough, sanctioning, etc., etc., on any country doing business with Russia. They may add Iran to that, as you know. I suggested it. So any country that does business with Russia will be very severely sanctioned. We may add Iran to the formula, yeah.
Mr. President, Tucker Carlson recently had a friendly interview with anti-Semite Nick Fuentes. Tucker Carlson, what role do you think Tucker Carlson could play in the Republican Party and the conservative movement going forward?
Well, I found him to be good. I mean, he said good things about me over the years. I think he's good. We've had some good interviews. I did an interview with him. We had 300 million hits. You know that. Look, I can't tell him.
Should he be?
You let me finish my statement. You are the worst. You're with Bloomberg, right? You are the worst. I don't know why they even have you. We've had some great interviews with Tucker Carlson, but you can't tell him who to interview. I mean, if he wants to interview Nick Fuentes, I don't know much about him, but if he wants to do it, get
Fuentes.
Get the word out. Let them, people have to decide. Ultimately, people have to decide. The mayor of New York, I will say, would like to meet with us and we'll work something out. But he would like to come to Washington and meet, and we'll work something out. We want to see everything work out well for New York.
You yourself had dinner with Nick Fuentes at Mar-a-Lago a few years ago. What role should he play in the conservative movement?
Well, I didn't know he was coming, and he was with, as you know, somebody, Kanye. And Kanye asked if he could have dinner, and he brought Nick. I didn't know Nick at the time. And he did. He came along with a few other people. He brought a few people with him. Meeting people, talking to people, like for somebody like Tucker, that's what they do. People are controversial. Some are, some aren't. I'm not controversial, so I like it that way.
Venezuela, are you discussing options with Congress? Are you going to Congress to discuss potential options you're considering?
I'd like to keep Congress involved. I mean, we're stopping drug dealers and drugs from coming into our country. And I actually told Marco and some of the people, our Secretary of State is doing a great job, by the way. I said, go to Congress and let them know we're not letting drugs come through Mexico. We're not letting them come through Venezuela. And let Congress know about it. We don't have to get their approval, but I think letting them know is good. The only thing I don't want them to do is leak information that's very important and confidential and may put our military at risk, or whoever is doing, CIA, military, etc. But I did say, I said, go and see Congress, see the representatives that we're supposed to be seeing, and be open about it. If they say, we don't want you to stop drugs from coming into the country, I don't think that would be good, yes.
Are any other countries committed to helping the U.S. with Venezuela, or is all our action still?
Yeah, we have great support because it's all about drugs. Well, in Venezuela's case, it's about drugs, and it's also about thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that they've released into our country. And some are gang members from Tren de Aragua. Some are many are drug dealers. Some are murderers. So in the case of Venezuela, it's the prison population. Their almost entire prison population was released into the United States. You know what that means? Their prison population was released into the United States. And we're getting it out. We're doing an amazing job. We have a strong border now. We have everything. Our country's doing so well. But what the Biden administration did to our country should never be forgotten. And the single worst thing they did is allow 20 or 25 million people to pour into our country. People from prisons, drug dealers, mental institutions, bad people, gang members, to allow that to happen to the United States, totally unchecked and unvetted, should never be forgotten. What they've done to our country is a very big thing, but we are correcting it. We have strong borders now. We have a great economy. The prices are coming down. The Democrats like to use the word affordability, but their affordability was terrible. The problem with the Democrats, they lie. They do it so well. They talk about affordability, but I'm the one that's getting the prices down. As an example, they had the highest inflation in the history of our country. I have it down now to a normal level, and it's going down further. Thank you very much, everybody.
Cool. I think we got some fresh material here. Thank you, Stiff. Oh. Seen enough of her. U.S. to designate alleged Maduro-led cartel as terrorist group. Okay. Cartel de los Soles. By and with other designated FTOs, including Tren de Aragua and the Sinaloa cartel, are responsible for terrorist violence throughout our hemisphere, as well as trafficking drugs into the U.S. and Europe, Rubio said in a statement. Designation follows a huge U.S. military buildup in the Caribbean, which Washington states is necessary to prevent drug smuggling into the U.S., but Caracas claims it is really a ploy to overthrow its leftist President Maduro, charge that he denies. Whatever. Neither Maduro or his cronies represent Venezuela's legitimate government, Rubio said. The U.S. will continue using all available tools to protect our national security interests and deny funding and resources to narco-terrorists. Trump posting this morning, Wray lied. Christopher Wray lied. Chris Wray testified before Congress that he did not place FBI agents in the crowd on January 6th. Yep. I'm saying that he lied. Dang right he did. This about Barron? What Barron Trump said to Biden during his dad's inauguration revealed. Oh, we finally get to know? Did someone ask Eric or something? Or Barron himself? Yeah, there was a lot of speculation about that. Some lip readers trying to pretend they knew. First son, Barron Trump, was very respectable when he crossed paths with President Joe Biden. Imagine he will. He would be. Okay, yep, they shook hands, leaned in, and said something to him, leaving the internet aflutter with speculation. One night I call Barron and go, buddy, what did you actually say? Eric recounts to Megyn Kelly in an interview in Miami. Congratulations and best of luck to you. Or something like that. Something very respectable. Apparently that's it. YouTube star Jake Paul to face former heavyweight champion Joshua what? Anthony Joshua. "36-year-old former two-time unified world champion. They stream live on Netflix. Interesting. Wonder how rigged boxing has become, since we've seen a lot of other interesting actions in the world of sports betting recently. Criminal activities in the world of sports betting. I bet you boxing's among the worst. I don't think they've done it yet. I don't think they've hit anything in the boxing world yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's coming. O.J. Simpson's estate has agreed to pay the father of Ron Goldman almost $58 million. Decades after Goldman and Simpson's ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, were killed in 1994. Does his estate even have that much? I thought he was broke as a joke. Maybe that was only temporary and he made a comeback or something. Yeah, before he croaked. Simpson was tried for and acquitted of their murders, but was found liable in a civil wrongful death lawsuit in 1997. In that suit, he was ordered to pay more than $33 million in damages. Huh. Where'd my chats go? Where'd you find people go? I lost you for a second. All right, there we are. Okay, we still got 15 left here. What else can we find? Take a spin around. Oh, let's go to rapid response.
This executive order, fostering the future for American children and families, gives me tremendous pride. It is both empathetic and strategic. It aims to establish a comprehensive network connecting federal departments and agencies, private sector's businesses, higher learning institutions, and charitable organizations. A special thank you to my husband for his enduring commitment to fostering the future. The President has prioritized America's foster care children. This small spark today will ignite a profound and lasting nationwide movement. Our united resolve will foster a thriving future filled with compassion and
Thriving. That accent, man.
innovation. Together, we will illuminate the pathway for today's foster children to become tomorrow's builders. And tomorrow's builders will foster the future of America's legacy. Thank you.
Nice video. Well, excited for the McDonald's thing. I can't wait to see this this stage on TV. It'd be really interesting to see how it all appears after I've seen it and built it in person. It's crazy how they transform rooms. Like, if you've never seen like before and after pics of, yeah, I should have taken a before pic of that room, but I didn't do it. It was just like a completely bare conference hall room, nothing in it. All that external gear gets hauled in on like 10 trucks, 10 giant ass, big ass, huge trucks, and we just unbox all of it and pack it up and build it in 12 hours. It was quite a bit of work. Yeah. I caught wind that he might be going there. Because I happened to overhear some execs that were in there kind of scoping things out, making sure everything was to their liking. I happened to overhear them during a meeting, and they were like sat down in the middle of the room, and I overheard them talking about Secret Service being here tomorrow, or well, today. And a special guest, they were very, very like they were glancing over their shoulders, like they were clearly being very careful about who heard it. But I happened to hear that a special guest was going to be coming to the event the following day, along with the Secret Service, and that everyone that would be here today would be having their IDs checked, like, you know, the whole nine. I didn't say what for, but you know, I put two and two together. It was pretty easy. Pretty cool though. We had no idea until all the work was done, and then at the end we find out, like, whoa, the man himself is going to be walking on this stage that we just built. Like, wow. Okay, kind of cool. Glad we didn't cut any corners this time. Could have been embarrassing. Let's see what else we can find. Did that. Mequon burglar. Oh, I saw this. Yeah, sneaking through the woods. This is pretty nuts.
Trail cameras in Mequon capturing video of people wearing backpacks and gloves with their faces covered, creeping through the woods.
Burglaries are not an uncommon thing, but the amount of burglaries that are happening, the way they're happening, it's uncommon.
Mequon Police Captain John Hale says investigators believe the same group has broken into about a dozen homes there this year.
This is happening throughout the state and throughout the United States.
Tell me about this organization. What do you know about them?
Basically, what we know is that they're from South America, and then they're coming up here to commit these crimes.
In all of the cases Mequon police have investigated, they say the group of burglars walks through the woods, approaching a house from the backyard. Then they get in by breaking a door or window. The burglars targeting homes in cul-de-sacs, striking in the early evening hours of Thursday through Sunday when no one is home.
They're taking people's jewelry, currency, and high-end handbags. That's all they're taking out of the house.
Video from last year shows a break-in at Bucks forward Bobby Portis's River Hills home. Investigators believe a Chilean crime group behind that break-in and multiple others at pro athletes' homes across the country.
Is it believed that these are a part of the same network?
There's a high probability that they are all connected with those burglaries also.
Mequon police warning homeowners to activate their security system.
One of the wealthiest, safest, and most desirable places to live in Wisconsin. Not for long if that keeps up. Boring. Fun. Give me something fun. Well, what's Large Marge up to now?
There is an Islamic invasion into our government offices right now. Ilhan Omar doesn't deserve committees. She absolutely does not deserve committees. A woman out of Minnesota, now she's going into Congress and she's got to wear a head covering so that she can represent radical Islam in the United States Congress.
He's like, oh, she's this man.
And that we need to hold accountable. That right there, we've had enough of it. President Joe Biden is being pushed around by the Jihad Squad. For members of Congress, they're supporting terrorists, Hamas terrorists that are
She's a strange one.
bombing Israel. You know, they want to put their hand on the Koran and be sworn in? No. You know, we're going to explain about how you can't swear in on the Koran, and we're going to have the Bible and ask them if they would swear in on the Bible. And yes, it is an invasion. That's what happened. Obama opened up our borders to an invasion by Muslims. They did the same stupid thing in Europe. In Europe, there are no-go zones with high crime statistics. As a matter of fact, rape is a modern occurrence that happens all the time in these no-go zones. They're claiming it's Islamic Sharia law. Does no right to say that I think prisons a Muslim takeover or possible.
Can we get the point? 2017 through 2025. What's next? June.
And I'll maintain my right to say that I think Sharia law and women being forced to wear burqas is the greatest threat to our freedoms as American women. I am 100% opposed to Sharia law in America. 100% unapologetically opposed to Sharia law in America.
I got to speak with Marjorie Taylor Greene tonight, and I asked her one of the things I was worried about, which is all this Sharia law Muslim concern I see on X.
Oh no, my constituents talk about the same problems that plague you and everyone on this call. I've never been to a town hall. I've never been asked about Sharia law at a town hall. I just haven't. I will tell you, I do think there's a paid social media influencer campaign going on X. If you want Islam and Sharia law, you stay over there in the Middle East. You stay there and go to Mecca and do all your thing. And you know what? You can have a whole bunch of wives or goats or sheep or whatever you want. You stay over there. But in America, see, we made it this great, great country. We don't want it messed up. But I think it's a lot mostly on X, and I think it is paid, and it's probably coming from Israel or AIPAC donors.
All over the place. Seems to just tell everyone what they want to hear. Like, depends on the audience she's speaking to. Weird. Oh, more on Charlotte's Web in North Carolina. Let's see.
Charlotte's a beautiful city, but in this case, its leadership has absolutely failed it. We know that there is more than 1,400 criminal illegal aliens who are in their jails, and they refuse to turn over those individuals to ICE law enforcement, which really, that means a revolving door of justice, and these criminal illegal aliens will go back onto Charlotte's streets to re-perpetuate their crimes. We're talking about serial child pedophiles, murderers, rapists, gang members, people who pose real public security threats to the American people. And so, of course, we are surging resources there, and we won't stop until Charlotte is safer.
And Trisha, we're seeing footage of crowds surrounding federal agents during arrests or searches for illegal aliens, and they hand out whistles for people to use to alert illegals that agents are nearby. How is DHS responding to these individuals who are essentially obstructing justice and getting in the way of these federal operations?
Well, if you're obstructing justice or you are putting hands on law enforcement, you can expect to be arrested and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But we saw this out of New York. We saw this out of Chicago. We saw this out of Los Angeles. And yet we made more than 5,000 arrests so far in Chicago, about 7,000 out of Los Angeles. And we're going to keep going in those sanctuary cities. So as much as these activists and sanctuary city politicians want to try to slow us down, want to try to obstruct our efforts, we have the mandate of the American people. We are enforcing the rule of law that's on the books in Congress, and we will continue to enforce the law and make America's streets safer.
Oh. Legal sex trafficking club in San Antonio, Texas. Raided, yielding an arrest of roughly 200 illegals. Oh.
Well, following breaking news.
A sex trafficking club?
Early this morning, a large
What is that?
law enforcement present, drawing several agencies to San Pedro and Bassi. This is area just north of Olmos Park. It still has the road closed this morning. Devin Karp is live there with what we've heard back from SAPD and the FBI confirming this is a federal investigation. Devin, a lot of different agencies still out there.
Yeah, Sarah, they're still here, and we've seen about 3 more cars get towed here since we last spoke with you just at the top of the 8 a.m. hour. Let's go ahead and take a look over here. You can still see a lot of different law enforcement officers, some saying police, some have FBI. I've even seen some
out at the taco stand.
ATF jackets with a lot of cars, supposedly from federal agents, that are still over here. They appear to be going through the Las Pollitas snack shack right over there, that pink trailer.
They're going through the snack shack.
Over there. We've seen them go through multiple cars here, and car alarms go off.
And get all those burrito makers. Send them home. Slop. Too much slop. Everywhere. Principal says standardized testing is modern day slavery. Oh, man. That's a recipe for success. Way to go, Jamal. You have more over here? No. Okay. Oh, I don't see too much else happening, so we got 4 minutes. Let's go over here. See if the White House has anything interesting. Yeah, it's all old stuff. That's cool. Opening to the Dubai Air Show. Come back here. Come back here. That looked fun. of money. Dang, cool. Love to go to one of those sometime. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announced the completion of Operation Criminal Return, which arrested 230 criminal aliens in the state, including child predators. That's very nice.
I just wanted to do this. I did.
Okay.
Well, I mean, for sure, people still are trying to dig out from the big hole that was dug by the previous administration's policies. So if you figure the typical mortgage payment, monthly mortgage payment about doubled. If you look at a typical bag of groceries, the monthly bag of groceries cost about $400 when President Trump was leaving office last time, and about $512 right about when President Trump took office. And since then, it's gone up almost not at all. I think it's like $515, but it hasn't gone back to $400. And so what the Democrats are doing is they're saying that this runaway spending that we gave you guys that created runaway inflation is 100% your fault because you haven't fixed it already. And of course, that's very economically illiterate, and I don't think really many people in markets are buying it.
Oh, how's Bitcoin doing, by the way? I saw that took a dive. Oh, man. Continuing. Oh, shit. It's not looking pretty. Ouch. That could get worse. Curious to see how today goes for that. Whoa. Large section of a copper mine collapsed on workers in the DRC, killing an estimated 30 to 50 people. Dang, man. Yikes. But hey, let's import all these people and have them, you know, run massive engineering projects in the US. Great idea. Oh, we saw that plane crash. That was crazy. Secretary Rollins on the soybeans, sure.
The president has said over and over that he will not leave our soybean farmers and frankly our farmers in general out in the cold on this. He has been absolutely resolute and almost a dog on a bone making sure that our soybean farmers and other farmers are at the top of all these trade deals, and certainly Secretary Bessent has as well. So I listened with interest to Scott over the weekend with you and last week, saying we're still very confident that when the Chinese committed to buying 12 metric tons that they are going to do that, 12 million. And so I see that moving forward. They have begun to buy a little. I think the nervousness comes in is that 12 million is a lot, and we've already, I think, just got about 330,000 out. But we'll get there, and I think the president has said over and over his relationship with President Xi is very strong. Secretary Bessent, we're going to get that deal signed. It's not even signed yet, and then we're off to the races. So I think that's what we're going to see very soon. The president has said over and over that he will not.
Oh, shit. All right. Sorry. We're like 2 minutes over here. My bad. All right. Well, that does it for me. Give me a second.
That's no problem, Pam.
How you doing, man?
We all enjoy your commentary in that.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. How you doing this morning? Doing pretty good?
I'm doing excellent.
Good.
Got a great show all ready to go, and Tech Frontiers, and I believe this is, you might say, my 1 month anniversary.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, would be. Very good. Well, I'm glad we found you. Glad you came aboard, and I hope people have been enjoying your shows. I need to,
Yeah, I hope
I'm
so,
going to
too.
try to stick around on my phone here and listen to this one.
Yeah, this one's going to be on analyzing the CTO of Palantir, an interview that
Yeah,
he
I saw you post in chat about that. Cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
So yeah. Well, I guess I'll get on with the show and let you get on with your work.
Sounds good, man. Have a good show.
Yeah, you too. Have
Adios.
a great day.
Y'all.
Bye.
All right, guys. That's all I got. So I will. I'm gonna go rest. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do. Every bone in my body is freaking killing me right now. I'm gonna go crash for a little while and rest up and catch the president doing his McDonald's thing this evening. Excited for that. I will talk to you guys tomorrow evening. That's when I'll see you next. Adios.